So anyway, leadership. Um, what can I say about leadership? In like, I don't know, in a student run group or like in a extracurricular group like the Good Time Marching Band. So much is on the shoulders of especially the leaders to lead by example because there's no outside body giving you external motivation, right? So the students themselves have to provide the energy and the motivation to like get things done. And so I think that falls on the leader's shoulders. And I think the best way to accomplish that as fellow students and peers is to lead by example. It's going to be like doing things and I mean like this is like sort of what I was talking about before, but it's like it's about being energetic and enthusiastic so that other people can feed off of that energy. Um and um Yeah, so I think in like in Good Time Marching Band, I think that's what it's all about. I think it's leading by example and doing all in doing everything and participating and performing with great energy, and then so that the rest of the group can feed off of that energy, and not just the performances, but your whole attitude towards the band. Because I know like there was definitely upperclassmen when I was in band that were very negative about bands. They were like they'd be always like complaining or like this or that, and like even them, but like they'd always show up, right? And like just that alone, just always showing up is an incredibly strong statement. So they're like okay, well they do like band, they don't hate it, they just complain, they just whine, they just complain about it a lot. Um, but I mean, I think this is something that Stephen Conley did a really great job of in his senior year, in our senior year, um, like with the pep band. Like I can't, like I mean, like I don't personally know how he did it. That was like that was like when I reached like sort of like my limit. Like, at that point, I was like, I don't know how he continued just to go to pep band games just over and over and over again, and you as well. The two of you just like single-handedly just like keeping it alive. Like that was like a superhuman feat. That I definitely did not have. I didn't have it in me. Like I'm gonna be honest. Like I couldn't do it. Like I would have loved to, but I don't know. I could. But you could, and so could Steven, and that was incredible. And I think that was a great example of leadership. I think if you want to, you know, but if you want to think of an example, like that's like a perfect one right there. Um, let's see. Um, I mean, and as for Jake, I think he was also, I think the attitude that Jake had about band was extremely positive. I think he took every single issue and matter extremely seriously. Um, and I think that's super vital. Um, cause like, cause it makes it makes everyone else like take it seriously too. Cause it's so easy to like make a joke about something or like, make something light. But Jake would always, like completely sincerely and seriously, you know, address like tackle, issues that the band was facing, every single time. Um, And so, like, even if I think that's difficult, even for like someone who like really loves band and really cares about it. It's hard to continue to do that over and over and over again, consistently. But he did a really great job of doing that. Um, and like I think that was good. Like, I mean, it's like from everything from like the band election to um, I don't know. I can't think of an example off the top of my head.
No, you're all
Um,
good. You put it perfectly.
But yeah, no, I think that was a really major awesome thing that he contributed
Mm.
because it's like while it's like while he wasn't the president that was like getting like super energetic and like going to every single pep band game. Like that wasn't, you know, that wasn't him. Um, but like that was, I think, what that was a serious contribution that he made.
Mm. um, totally agree with everything you just said. On the flip side, maybe some of the less amazing people you mentioned. There's people who show up, and while they commend them for showing up, but every band has those people who are there.
Yeah,
Never quite want to, maybe never quite.
they don't act like they want to be there.
They come, people complain a lot. Should, of course, in any group, band or not, in my personal philosophy, has always been, you should do it if you love it, or you should do it if you care or enjoy it. So for the people who show up or just kind of like, or are part of something and they don't really like it, in your opinion, should people like that like keep staying on? Like, would they show up? But it's like complaints can, bring kind of energy to that. If
Yeah.
you're in that kind of position in a band, should you just, pack it up, call it quits, and head out, or do you just keep sticking it out for other people?
It's like a hard thing to do because um it's like you want them to be there, but you don't want them to like affect the mindset of the other people in the group. Like you want, because I would say my gut reaction is to say, well, if there's anything at all you like about it, then stay. If there's anything at all you enjoy about it, then keep doing it, right? Um, but then on the flip side, like you also want to make sure that everyone has like the same positive attitude, and if anyone doesn't like match that attitude, well, then that can kind of spread. Um, but I don't know. Nothing will ever like good will come of like treating that negativity with more negativity and asking them to leave. Right. I just think it's important, just like for everyone else to like continue being as positive as possible, and they will, and those people will still, because if they're in the band, there's a reason they're in the band, right? So unless that reason is like completely bad and like I can't even imagine like a bad reason for joining band. Um, but with the fact that there's some reason they joined the band in the first place, then just like remain positive, remain energetic, and will they complain? Yes, but like, will that energy be like infectious? Yes. And I think overall, um, if like the majority of the group is positive and energetic, then it'll positively influence them.
We're going to take a quick detour from all the band related questions, get into
Whoa.
maybe a little bit of lightning round, non-band related questions.
Oh boy.
Or not, you can take your time with these answers, all as you like. But actually, we'll start off with some short but still music related ones. Best sax, alto, tenor, or bari?
See, all right, Dennis. Let me start with something. You didn't even mention the soprano.
Oh
You
wow,
didn't even include the
not
soprano
a second.
saxophone
As everyone
in
tell,
this list,
not a
which
sax guy.
is,
Alto, tenor, bari, or soprano?
a lot of people say the soprano is the worst because it just sounds annoying.
I really appreciate the soprano sound.
If it's played well.
Yeah,
It's
if
not
it's
the
played well.
soprano, but I feel like that was a misstep you took there. um, God, the best alt saxophone,
Is the soprano the recorder of saxophones?
sort of. Yeah.
Similar shape too.
Yeah, it is. um, it's a tough one. Everyone's thought about
Alto,
it
tenor, or bari?
I gotta say, it's gotta be alto.
Gotta be alto.
Gotta be, if we're just saying what's the best saxophone, gotta be alto. I think tenor is a close second,
Mm.
but not quite. I think Barry's fun,
Mm.
you know, and
Hey, baby.
when you're playing with the low brass, it's a fun time.
Mm.
But is the baritone saxophone by itself the best saxophone? No.
Okay.
I think not. I gotta stick with my roots and I gotta say alto.
So were the roots. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
You still had a good time playing Barry senior year?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Barry's fun to play.
Mm.
Barry's very fun to play, especially in a marching band.
Mm.
Especially in marching band, like, it's definitely fun to play.
Mm. I know you played alto. You played alto when we were in jazz together. When you played Barry when we were in marching band together. When did you play?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, because you gotta. There's no lead Barry. You're the lead alto though.
That's right.
Lead alto. Well, yeah, no. I mean, cause like again, like the part, like the that again, like the jazz was always like where I tried to like with like always a little bit more like try to like take it more seriously,
Mm.
like and more advanced, complicated music and performance.
Mm.
So that's where I was like, okay, this is I want to stick to alto and like and try and like continue improving. Well, like marching band was like I wanna have fun.
Have
I wanna
fun.
have a
Have a
good
good time.
time.
Yeah.
So I'll play the
That's really
Barry.
it's that's a really interesting point you bring up. I feel like each instrument has like their own incentive on what makes them the very best. I feel like,
Yeah,
and that's a lot of that's based on like music or the nature of the instrument. Like, I feel like personally, the flutes, you'll see a lot of flutes taking concert band very, very seriously. Saxophones, of course, jazz.
not at all.
As, as a trombone player, speaking personally, that your equivalent of jazz is like the high standard for sax.
Yeah,
For trombones, it's playing in literally every single ensemble at once, because especially at a small school like Holy Cross, there were only 3 trombone players
yeah,
at any given year. It was like me, Jake, and Liam. And we would always be spread super thin, and we have to play in every single ensemble. And I think that's the apex of being a trombone player is, all right, how many ensembles can I fit in one semester or in 1 week? That's how I get better.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I wanted to be lead.
Mm. And you did it.
You gotta have that alto attitude.
One might technically say Mike is always the lead, no matter what.
Yes, 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 he is. Yeah, whatever. Next question.
All right. We'll see you next year, right?
You might, if you don't find a Barry player, I'll continue the tradition.
Keep you in the loop.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Best ensemble that you jazz band, marching band, pep band, or Christmas caroling.
Oh, right. Christmas carols.
Christmas
Absolutely.
carols.
I love Christmas carols. You should
Christmas.
do it. You should do it again. We didn't do it last year. I wish we did, but we never did. But do you know what it is? Did you do it your freshman year?
No, I don't even know what we're talking about.
It's the Chris. It's the Chris. So what we did was we got a group of like brass players. So there's a tuba, there's a trombone, and like a trumpet player or two, and then I was on Jingle Bells. That was my part. So with the brass players, and what we did was this was like winter exams, right? So this was around it was winter exam week. We tried to do it on like at the beginning of the study period, so people weren't. Because what we would do was we went around campus and we played Christmas carols.
Mm.
And like I'm saying, like we went into Hogan, we went into Diamond, we went as like 5 people playing instruments. Like we went into Diamond and we played like a Christmas carol. We went in, we did it in the science complex. I don't think we did Stein, but like so the idea was we just went around to like where people were studying, and we played Christmas carols for them to like brighten their spirits, holiday spirits.
Holiday spirits.
And I was on the bells. But it was a really fun thing to do, and it's only like because it's not that long, and like for each spot you're only there for like a couple. Like you play like what Jingle Bells, you play Joy to the World. It's like it's not that long. It's not that like it doesn't disrupt them that much, right? Unless they're really like angry. or upset,
Right.
which is why we tried to do it early because we didn't want to like get people like who were like really like cramming for like the exam that's like in an hour. Like we didn't
Yeah.
want to do it like in the midst of exams because then we knew that people would be more likely to get upset. So we tried to do it at the beginning and just be like, it's the holidays, it's the Christmas Carol. And I wish we had done it last year. We never did. Just didn't have the didn't have the organizational skills.
Oh, it's
Um,
not. We'll try to bring it back.
but like I would highly encourage you to try and do it again. You don't. It wasn't like a band sanctioned thing. It was just something that we did on our own.
Okay.
So like we didn't involve Dr. Riley. We didn't ask him. We just did it. I think it's a fun thing to do. I think if you get upset at that, you're a Scrooge.
You are Scrooge. Yeah.
Like, come on.
Christmas music's always enjoyable.
I think that was really fun. That was with Chris Saley. I don't know if you remember meeting him, but he was like the short ginger who played
You guys mentioned
tuba.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you really need someone with a lot of energy to lead it though. to really bring it through because it can get easy to get discouraged.
I'll keep it in mind.
Yeah.
All right.
If you can get Ryan Klaus to commit to it, then I think you're good.
I'll keep it in mind.
But that's the challenge, is getting him to commit to
it. Amen. All right. Next one's a big one. Ratatouille or Surf's Up?
Yeah, this is a tough one, man. This is a tough one. And I gotta say, it's gotta be Ratatouille. Surf's Up, it's so good, so incredible, and like you're comparing two titans. You're comparing two near perfect films, Dennis. Like, is it an incredibly tight choice?
We asked the hard questions on this show.
Yeah, hard hitting here, but by a hair, Ratatouille. And one of the biggest reasons is that Ratatouille introduced me to eating grapes and cheese at the same time.
I did not know it was a thing until Ratatouille.
The fireworks in your brain that go off, absolutely real. Happens every time. No, Ratatouille is amazing, excellent movie. So is Surf's Up. Surf's Up, awesome, dope, most excellent. But if I had to choose, I would say Ratatouille.
Good.
Sorry, Justin. How are you going to see this?
I was gonna say, good choice. But man, if Justin's listening,
as long as it's not Stuart Little, you know?
Definitely not Stuart Little.
Definitely not Stuart Little.
So, bit of a two-part question. How many anime shows have you seen exactly?
Oh boy. Okay, so I got this. I got a list. Okay, if anyone out there that's watching, partakes, get a list. Okay, use some kind of. There are websites out there. Use it. Okay. But I believe it's around 200.
Wow.
At least. And wait, 236. 236.
236.
236, but that's including movies.
Gotcha.
Full disclosure.
All right. 236.
236. But one of them is One Piece. Do you want to know the time? Oh, it doesn't. Oh, okay. This doesn't. But it's 4,300 episodes.
Wow. So 236 shows, 4,300 episodes.
Yes. Oh, a quarter of those episodes, One Piece. Almost a quarter of that, which is bonkers.
That says a lot about One Piece.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Naruto would probably be the runner-up behind One Piece, right?
Naruto doesn't actually have that many episodes.
Really?
Yeah, it's like something like, I don't know. I can't say, but it's not nearly as much. I don't think. I think Dragon Ball is actually longer because just of how many different. I can't even keep.
Oh yeah, you're right about, you're right about that.
They've got a lot.
I will never. So many surreal experiences looking back in these past years at Holy Cross, and I think one of them was first year. I think even before classes started, I heard the story about Connor, and I didn't know Connor too well at that moment. But then out of nowhere, Jake started telling me the story about Connor and Naruto, and his
He's Connor's a different animal.
marathon.
Different animal. I'm also like I'm past the. There was like I hit that phase in like high school, but I don't think I ever was. I never. It was never to the degree that our friend did. He's a machine. Like he really he knows how to go hard. And certainly not now. I don't think I could do that. I would have to like really. I don't know, but you know what? It's like
You got time now
like,
in quarantine.
he's
Though.
like he's fallen in love with it. All over again. He's like it's only this is like this. I think this is just a phase anyone who like really starts to like getting into like anime. I think this is a phase that you inevitably go through.
Right.
When it's like when you have that insatiable hunger, the unquenchable thirst
For Lunchables.
for Lunchables and anime. I think like because I know like I watched like 300 episodes of One Piece in one summer.
How do you do it? How do you watch?
And then,
I
like,
just watch so many episodes of so many shows.
That's just all what I would do all day. It's like that's it. I would just be at home just watching One Piece.
Just saxophone and anime.
All morning, all afternoon, all night, just constantly. Just that's what you just got to do, and that's what Connor did. Yeah.
Like we mentioned before, we asked the hard-hitting questions on this show.
Yeah, I know.
Top 3 animes.
Top 3. This is an interesting question you got. There's a lot. The answer always I feel like the answer always changes when I answer this question. Because, like, depends on, like, what I'm, I don't know. Because, like, you're looking for different things in different shows, right?
Right.
But top 3? I tried to think about the questions beforehand, by the way. Okay, I did try. But it's a hard question, man. It's hard.
No problem. No.
All right, if I had a top 3, okay.
How about maybe
all right, so first I'll say top 3 that like I personally have enjoyed the most, and then I'll say top 3 that I think best that I've watched.
All right, that works.
So top 3 that I like really enjoyed when I watched them, and this is also important to take into consideration is like when I watch these. Okay, so if I in retrospect, if I watch them again, would I enjoy them as much? I don't know. I can't say. That's not up to me. But I remember Code Geass, very good anime, but also like the first one that I watched. So it was like a really high quality anime. It was also the first one, so that really blew me away. I think when I watched it for the first time, so I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy! This is crazy!" And I think it's really good, and I do think that it does stand the test. Maybe not as much, but I think it's still very, very good. I think then I think Gurren Lagann, I gotta say,
great show.
And then God, there's just so much out there, Dennis. There's so much out there.
I'm telling you, we asked tough questions on
it. Yeah, and it's so hard to say. It's so hard to like single these stuff out.
Yeah, well.
Whatever. Who cares? What I really no, I'm not gonna say Initial D. That's like an honorable mention, but like that doesn't make the top 3.
Okay.
No way, no how.
All right.
Strange Plus. What did I say? Code Geass, Gurren Lagann, Strange Plus. Yeah, those are some of like the anime that I've enjoyed the most.
You're satisfied with those answers?
Code Geass, very cerebral,
Mm.
plot twists galore. Gurren Lagann is just crazy, exciting, a new twist on like the mecha genre,
Mm.
while also having this very it's got heart too. It's got a lot. It's got so much heart,
Mm.
so much heart, but also good. It goes hard. And Strange Plus is it's Pop Team Epic esque, where it's this absurdist. It's like breaking the third wall. Absurd. It's strange. It's in the name. It is strange. It is a strange, bizarre kind of anime that you don't really appreciate unless you've watched anime before. Unless you have like some like anime under your belt, you don't fully appreciate what they're doing until you've like watched. Otherwise, you watch it and you just think it's strange. You can't. You're like, what's going on? And you have no idea. All right, but like
Of
top
the
three. Okay, but top three like the three anime that I've watched, I think are the best. Would be I think I would lead off with Hunter x Hunter. I think that's one of like the best shonen, like long shonen that I've watched.
mm.
Um, it's like it's what 150 episodes. Um, so it's a fairly decent sized shonen, but there's no fat. Like I think like every single kind of every single arc is contributing something, and it's all building up to something, and then I think the whole thing peaks at the very end. And so it's this incredible building, 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 and you're never like you I don't know when I watched it I was like this is like constantly getting better, and then like the very last uh, arc of it, I was like, this has been the best part of the anime so far is this ending, and I think that's really hard to do to be like to like finish off with the best. Like that's like you keep on peaking, peaking of it. So I think that's really well done. I think it's really good. Let's see, and then I think um, Madoka Magica. I think is one.
Thank you. Love Madoka Magic.
Everyone knows it. Like it's not like one of my favorite, but I think like when you look at it, you're like, this is like an incredibly well done show. I think like what they did was like,
Gen Urobuchi, insanely good writer.
yeah, exactly. What they did was like this incredible deconstruction. Um, I think that's um, I think that's like what a lot of like the best shows do are they're deconstructing and they're adding something new. Right? They're doing something in a really new way. Um, and obviously Madoka Magica does that. I think they did a super good job of saying, okay, what's core about this genre, and then what what's the complete opposite of what everyone loves about magical girls? Like, what's the opposite of that?
Yeah, let's
And then they
deconstruct
do
the
it,
hell out of it.
and then they just do that, and in a really and I really consider like they like commit to it in a really in a great way. And then the third, like this is the hard list because this is like you're trying to be objective and you're trying to say like what's like objectively like where are some of the best
It's a band podcast.
that I've watched.
No pressure, dude.
No pressure, yeah. You bunch of illiterate, degenerate, uneducated fools who never know the difference.
Justin's gonna have
only Ryan Klaus can appreciate what I'm saying here.
Watch anime, dumbass.
God, okay. I can't settle on the third one. I just saw like three in a row that I've realized that are incredibly good. Which are hold on. What did I just say? I said okay, I saw Assassin. Oh yeah. So there's okay, we'll do top five. I think Angel Beats, Bakano, and then Assassination Classroom. are all three incredible, well done shows. I think like so. Oh, I see. So Bakano, it's like this really like funky, like weird, like time. It's like I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's very well done, very entertaining. Keeps you on your toes. It's like multiple. It's like multiple plot lines kind of weaving in together, and it's also multiple time places. But I think it's done in a very interesting way, so that you never feel lost. Um, and then I said Assassination Classroom, which like it's another one where it's like you think you know what you're getting into, and then it turns into something completely else, and then you're left with like this really heartfelt, sentimental, emotional ending when you thought you were just in for like a fun comedy action anime, and like it's like and like and but like the transition from like comedy action into like really emotional heartfelt is like it's so smooth, and it makes a lot of sense, and it's super well done. And then it's Angel Beats, which that's just a heartbreaker.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's like it's kind of an interesting concept. Um, yeah,
Asked for top 3 animes and I ended up getting 9. This is a real treat.
you got 8.
8. My bad.
Dumbass.
Good answers though. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, if you're looking for recommendations too, go back, and I think you can watch any of those. And
We have enough content for our HC Band's anime podcast.
Ring me up. I'm ready.
All right. We're gonna move on to talk about your experiences studying abroad. So
Okay.
you spent your junior year abroad in Italy.
I
What
did.
was it like staying connected with everyone back home?
It was fun to like video call into like parties, but it was very chaotic. But I don't know. It's like you have to like you have to like find the balance between like talking to your friends, and then like trying to live your life as is in trying to like live where you are. Um, so I know for me, and this is something that I do regret about my experience, was that like towards the second half of the year, I definitely started falling into like the comfort zone of like talking with friends from home a lot. So
Not the beginning.
no, not at the beginning.
Oh.
So yeah, but then it was, I don't know, it was like it was starting. I think it was starting like winter break. I started like because like I didn't have classes, so it was like I was staying in the apartment a lot more, and just had a lot of time, and I started I didn't have classes, so I was like staying up later, which was like so coinciding with the time zones, and it's just and it's so easy because it's so much easier. It's so much easier when you're speaking the language you know, or speaking your native language. Like you get just so easy to just like fall back into that. That was definitely something that like I fell into. So I don't in this day and age I don't think it's hard to stay connected.
Right.
I think it's very easy to, and I really do think that's like the problem that you have to deal with is how not is like is trying to like is doing it and not in trying to like separate yourself from it. I think that's more difficult. And obviously I don't have an answer for you because I definitely struggled with that. But it definitely has to do with like it's I don't know. It's just like being confident, being brave. You know, yeah, willing to like look stupid, and like knowing that people will understand. Like, if you're speaking, but like people will understand. Like if you make mistakes, you just have to like you have to like hammer that into your brain. You have to like it's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to sound dumb. Like people will realize, and eventually you will get better. And like you just have to like really, but it is hard. It is difficult. I think for me it was like because I was the only student from Holy Cross there. I think that made it more difficult. Not, I mean, not, not to make an excuse, but I think the
Mm.
fact that I was alone there um, made it harder. Um, but yeah, I mean, you just have to like you just have to like you just have to like take the jump, and you have to like you just have to try. You have
Mm.
to like just like be like go to the store, talk to the strangers, and like mess up,
Mm.
and then eventually you'll get better. Um,
Was it hard to leave your friends or specifically leave the band behind for a whole year?
um I I didn't like to like I don't like to think of it as like leaving something behind, like making a choice between two things, and I'm doing this and I'm leaving this behind. I think what it really is that you have two um, equally good opportunities, right? And you're choosing one good opportunity, but no matter which one you choose, it's going to be good. I think that was how I was looking at it. I was like, I could stay here and yes, and be in band, and that'll be fun, and that's gonna be good. I could go and study abroad and be in Italy, and I know that's gonna be good. Like I know, like that's I'm gonna be living in another country and speaking language, and I know that's gonna be good. Um, and so I think I was confident that no matter which I chose, they were both good options, and it's really so it wasn't like I wasn't like sacrificing one thing, right? I was just you know I was going with one. I don't. It kind of sounds stupid, but I think that was just like how I think about them. Like these are it's yeah, there's no. I think a better way to put it is like there's no wrong. There was no wrong choice. Um, and I think that was helpful because it's like it was easy to be like, oh man, I could have been in band and like I could have had so much more fun. Or if you stay on campus, you could be like, oh man, I could be traveling, and it's like no, you're this is like both options are valid, both options are equally good because you're either way they're both irreplaceable.
Mm.
One another year on campus is just as valuable I think as a year abroad.
Mm. What made you want to go? Just real quick.
I just I believed in having a wide variety of education. I know like when I was looking at schools I was like so I knew I wanted a school that would let me choose, which was let me to liberal arts, because like I was very much like if I don't want to be locked in into like whatever my major may be. Like I want to be able to choose. I want to be able to take different classes from different majors, even if they don't necessarily contribute. Like I want to have that choice. I want to have that freedom. Um, and so and think study abroad is kind of an extension of that, where it's like I want to be I want to be experiencing something unique, something new. Um, and I also came. I don't know. Uh, I think English is like the predominant language of the world, right? I think not maybe yeah you know what I'm saying. It's not the most wide. It's not technically the most widely spoken language, but it's like the very much like the most predominant language, like the language to know. And I feel like anyone who's like who lives in an English speaking country, right? Who's born speaking English, I think you have a responsibility to learn another language because like everyone else in the world is being pressured to learn English, right? Everyone else, and that's not a choice they have, right? Like everyone, like if you want to live like on an international scale, right? If you want to do business with international companies, if you want to travel, if you want to do anything that's not in your country, right? Chances are that you're going to have to end up learning English, and like you don't get to choose that. And so I feel like we, at the very least, have the response. Like even and like if we still get to choose what language we learn. Like we still get to choose like a second language to learn, but I still think that we very much have a responsibility to at least learn another language. Um, because like it's so because like it's like every like right now Like all we are the United States is exporting a ton of culture, right? Like we're sending out like Coca-Cola, McDonald's, KFC, TV, music. Like we are exporting so much. Like it's American songs on radios, it's American, movies on like movie theaters across the globe. Um, and so it's very easy for us to like, be like, okay, well, we never have to, learn another language or like, learn about another culture because like everyone else is learning our culture. So like we don't, why do we need to? And there's no need to, but I feel like there's a responsibility to. Because otherwise we're never like, if we never make the effort to learn about other cultures, like there's a good chance that we won't. Because again, like there's not much that's coming into the US like very directly. Like the United States as a whole isn't getting influence. It's like the influences when they do happen are like very subtle influences that like most people don't notice. Where it's like, it's like they kind of trickle in where, and it's not, it's not very major. So I don't know. I don't know. I think it's our responsibility to learn about other cultures and make an effort. Because we don't make an effort, you'll never learn.
All right. Last question of the night. Oh, last-ish question of the night. um,
No, I did not get to try out some sweet pepperoni cheesecake.
oh, okay. All right.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, you're right.
No. You have the right to decide what you ask me.
What was the best food you had in Italy? And did you get to try out some sweet pepperoni cheesecake?
um, I was in Bologna, so the tagliatelle bolognese, which is like that's the region's dish. So delicious. It's like this wonderful meat sauce where like it with like in the tagliatelle, which is like the sort of like thick ribbons. Not very like it's kind of like the ribbons of pasta. Like the meat just like melts in your mouth. It's a mixture of beef with a little pork in there, and you add some like celery and carrots for like texture.
Mm.
It is so good, and like you put it with like a red wine. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Did you cook a lot? Did you mostly buy a
Oh
lot?
no, I did not cook a lot. I did not. I did not learn much at all.
You're not a
Um,
Remy. You were.
the other thing that like that my host made, which is it was really good, which was because it was interesting because like she would make like everyday dishes for like dinner. She wasn't making like like this, but she would just like make like I don't know. It would be like a pork cutlet with like some broccoli and then pasta, and it's like it was just like a lot of the times it was just like pretty like normal meals. I mean, she was a good cook, but like it wasn't like extravagant. It was just like normal meals. What was really nice was that she's always served pasta with every meal, and that was delicious. She had this like one sauce. It was like a pesto parmesan sauce, and that was like that was one of the best things. But yeah, but the tagliatelle was because like that's just like what they cooked, and like it like Italian food isn't like as monolithic as like as I'm not just Americans as foreigners in general. Like think of it, there's no Italian food. Like it's very like it's like the same as like how you define like American food. Like it's not like Texas barbecue. It's not like Massachusetts lobster, right? It's not New York pizza. It's not like I don't know, whatever, right? Like I don't know. So like Italian food is like it's very regional. It's very specific. Like if you go to a region that's not on the coast, like you're not gonna eat fish. Like in Bologna, like on all the restaurants, like you almost never see fish on the menu because like they didn't do that. Um, but so that's like the best thing I ate there,
Mm.
which makes sense because like that's their specialty. Anyway,
This type of pasta.
the tagliatelle. Tagliatelle.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right.
sort of thing.
So when you think back to your time at Holy Cross, what experiences will arise first? Will it be Italy? Will it be Mike Monaghan? Will it be Ryan Klaus?
I'm sorry to say, I don't think it's gonna be Ryan Klaus.
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry, Brian. It's nothing personal, okay?
Doesn't have to be those three.
I think some of the most memorable times are definitely with the band, and specifically with my friends in the band. Um, there's like the Battle of the Bands. That was like, oh my god, that was one of the things that I was most it was the saddest about missing this year.
Mm.
The Battle of the Bands, because
You
like,
missed seeing the XRAs up there.
yeah, Battle of the Bands was like my oh that was probably like my favorite day of the year,
Mm.
was Battle of the Bands. Because
Dang.
like, I mean, like, you saw me at the dance marathon.
Mm.
Like, imagine like that, but like it's a whole day of just like cheering for like all your friends playing in bands and stuff, and like
Right.
singing along to the songs that you know. It's
Oh
just so
man.
it's so fun, man. It's just
Now I'm
it's such a
now this is making
yeah,
me
I'm sorry. I'm
that we
sorry.
missed
I
that
don't
out.
want. It's just like that. That was just like one of my favorite days of the year. But yeah, no, a lot of. I love that day. And then just, I mean, in general, just being, um, I don't know, being the band. A lot of like the band,
Mm.
band events, social gatherings,
Do you
performances.
have do you have a favorite quick band related story?
Um, I don't know. There are a lot. I don't know. They may not. I feel like you're just gonna edit them out. A lot of them. um,
No,
but
we don't
I
cut
don't know.
these
Not
out here.
I don't think I can think of anything in specific. But like some of my favorite memories of games was like doing like chants with either Chris Saley or Jacob Brodsky.
Mm.
Like just really great, really fun.
I gotta say, you're a part of one of my all time favorite Holy Cross bands related memories, specifically at Fordham.
I mean, I gotta say, Fordham was a pretty fun. That's definitely up there. I cannot lie. That was a fun game. The whole game as a whole was a very fun experience.
for for anyone listening, the story I'm referring to is not inappropriate at all. It was literally just me minding my own business. I saw an 8-year-old kid several feet up in the bleachers, and he was dancing. And I was like, "You go, kid!" And he was like, "His words will echo on throughout time." He goes, "I'm cheering for Fordham, dumbass." And
A legendary kid.
the legendary kid,
He has no idea what he set off.
honestly,
He has got no idea of like the chain of events that he set off with like those simple words.
mm. And you know what was
Behind
incredible too? I don't think anyone noticed, or at least for me, at that point, we were losing at that game. The moment
yeah
that happened, that was the turning point of the night. Because that was
yeah that everyone cheered up at that
yeah.
point. I just remember counting the number of times we played Hell's Bells with Justin. That was a real fun moment. That was a real fun game for Justin and
And
I. That was because that was one where like, is this Eddie Van Halen? Every
and
single song that played, we were just like, is this Eddie Van Halen?
that was a fun day. That was a surreal,
Yeah, it was a very, and it was all
onslaught of
because that it
stepdad
was
jokes
all
I'll
because of
never
that kid.
forget.
It was all because of that one child.
All because of him.
You should be proud.
Um, Lastly, for any incoming first year students, do you have any advice for them? First years coming into college.
Other than do band.
That could be it.
Absolutely, I
Honestly,
know.
yeah, everyone should do band. I
Listen.
agree.
Do band. Honestly, if this video is really, if people are watching this and they're thinking about coming to Holy Cross, um, if you do come to Holy Cross, join the band. That I can say with certainty. Um, because if it's the freshmen, if it's next year, if it's the class of 24.
2024. You're right.
Yeah, if you're deciding, no, they wouldn't be deciding. The class of 2025. This is for you. All
You
right.
banned.
Um, this guy's gonna be a senior. He's gonna be in band. He's gonna be president of band. Okay, and it's absolutely worth joining band because I can guarantee that you'll have a class full of incredible people. And you know what? In the years beyond, I think it's always good. Um, beyond that, if you're not musical, if for some reason you're just watching this, join a group. Join any group. Okay, just join. Just find some kind of activity that you enjoy when you're a freshman. Like do it right off the bat, um, and join the group, and then don't be afraid to change it. Because I think it's important to join a group and get to know people fast, and become comfortable in your environment, and then after that you will figure out who are the people that you want to spend time with, and why, and like what they're doing. And once you figure that out, you can either stay in that group if if those are the people that's your tribe, or move, and once you figure out what your tribe is, join your tribe and spend time with them. But I think absolutely join something, get involved,
Join
and
band.
and I think your best choice is almost always going to be band. I think
Anyone
it's
listening,
almost
join band.
and this is completely, I just think that any like musical group is going to be 100% of the time like a positive experience. Even if you don't know how to play, if like you're not very good, it's always going to be fun. You're going to get to know a lot of people really quickly. They're going to be good friends, and I don't know. I feel like I found that band is almost always like a good, fun, positive group to join. So I would recommend band above all else. But even if it's
Very
not
well
band,
said.
join something.
All right. As per tradition on our show, we add a new subtitle to the name of the podcast,
Oh yeah,
a lot of what the senior class does during senior day for announcements. So far we got uh, Holy Cross Bands, Downbeat with Alumni, Catch You on Zoom podcast.
catch you on Zoom.
Have something in mind, or if you want to let me know later, what would you
Was catch you on Zoom, Andrea?
Catch You on Zoom was Andrea. Downbeat with Alumni was Carrie. Catch You on Zoom was Andrea.
Yeah.
And
Rebecca hasn't said.
Rebecca said she'd get back to me with a title.
Okay. All right. Well, I have two. Um. Um. I have two possibilities in my mind right now. Do you want me to say them, and then we can decide together?
Go
Is
ahead.
that okay? Is that
I'd love
okay? All right.
say
So
them
the
both.
first one would be Konnichiwa. The Konnichiwa Bonsai. um, and the other one would be Flamio,
What was it?
Konnichiwa Bonsai, or uh, Flamio,
Flaming O?
Flamio,
Oh, Flame.
as in Flamio Hotman.
Okay.
Because I feel
The
like
second one.
I feel like that's relevant in this upswing of Avatar. I feel like it's
Oh,
definitely,
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Flamio is an Avatar.
Gotcha.
Something like Flamio Satyrs,
Flaming
something like that. But those are the two things that I thought of.
Honestly, why not both? Why not like one?
No, that's not fair. That's not fair.
Not fair. Not
I
fair.
can only
Okay.
have one. I can only have one. And which one like really hit you?
Um, gotta say, of all Avatar references you can make, that's a hella specific one. I gotta say.
It is kind of bad. It's very
Yeah.
funny. I enjoy it.
Yeah. But yeah, now that you bring it like that, that's a funny one. And then, oh man, this one's tough. This one's tough. Now you're giving me the hard hitting question now.
Okay, I feel like
Bonsai or Flamio?
it's got to be Konnichiwa Bonsai.
I
That's
feel
what
like a lot. Yeah.
that's what I'm reading from you, Des. From like I'm looking at you and I'm seeing in your heart. That's what you're thinking.
I feel like Avatar's a really popular show. I feel
It's really popular right now, and it's relevant. But I've got to stay true to my identity.
I respect that. So thank you,
So
Kevin.
let's see the holy. Wait. So can I say it? Can I say it?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
The Holy Cross downbeat. What was it? Downbeat with the
Downbeat with alumni.
Downbeat with alumni. Catch you on Zoom. Konnichiwa Bonsai. Good time podcast.
Yeah. Holy Cross bands. Downbeat.
Holy Cross bands.
Catch you on Zoom. Konnichiwa Bonsai podcast.
I like that. That's got a good. That works.
That has a good ring to it.
That's got a good ring to it.
All right. Thank you very much, Kevin.
Okay, so before you said you wouldn't dab, then is this where you dab?
Right. I'll dab now. Do you want to do it together?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Thank you very much, Dennis.
Thank you, Kevin. People listening, make sure to follow Holy Cross Bands on various social media.
Hit the like and subscribe button below. Hit the like and subscribe button below. Follow this guy on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Follow this guy. I do want to, for everyone watching, I want to shout out Dennis Liu, though, because he's amazing and he's incredible for doing this. And this should have been done a long time ago, and he's the only one who's actually done it. So well done to him.
Thank you, Kevin. And thank you for agreeing to come on the show.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I gotta say, you said 2 hours and you really brought it.
Did we make it? Yeah, we did.
Actually,
the recorded time is almost 2 hours, and then if we include the pre-interview, it's over.
Yeah.
But
and for anyone listening, join band.
Join band. Join. This is a quick backstory to get us out of here. This is what I would always like in high school and then in beyond when I was like driving around my town with my friends like late at night. Whenever we would like pass like young like kids, not even like but like like high schoolers, middle schoolers, like we would always just like roll down the window and yell at them as we drive by, join band.
That's awesome.
So since day one, this is what I've been saying. I'll continue saying it, but join band.
And it'll live
Change
on.
your life.
I like that. All right. Thank you, Kevin.
Anytime.